everyone, my name is Steph from Botanist Cool. Today we are playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles with the Ace Attorney expert herself,
Katie.
Katie! Guys. Before stream started, Katie's like, Steph, are you ready to see all the crazy shit that's about to happen? And I'm just thinking to myself, I fucking forgot that Watson has no relationship to Holmes whatsoever. And Mikotoba might be Iris's dad. I completely forgot every single bit of that. Until just now, when it hit me with such a fucking flood, that my brain was like, whoa, man, holy shit. I am
Yeah, have a good time. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fun.
Gotta love a good plot twist.
Yes.
Oh, what are
if
we
you want to like...
hold on. Oh, okay. I accidentally started something.
Yeah.
If you wanted to what, Katie?
Oh, I just said, yeah, if you want to like rewind the history just to remind yourself where in the conversation you were.
I think we literally just starting. We literally just got introduced. Like, allow me to introduce you to my great friend and partner Mikotoba, and partner. And then we just asked, hey, and then you're like, Steph, no, I need to sleep actually. So can we not go forward?
I don't know if I slept. I was just like, I had something I had to do, or
Yeah.
I was just wiped. One of those two.
Yeah. ¿Por qué no los dos?
I don't sleep well.
God, it's a mood. Fuck, it's a mood.
I mean, once I'm asleep, I sleep well, but...
No, I have trouble sleeping sometimes, especially when it's like... Just like... Yeah.
I just don't want to go to bed.
But then you love sleeping after you get to bed.
Well, I love sleeping in the morning.
When you're in bed, yeah, I got you. Oh my god, I'm just back now onto 8-hour shifts, so like I have to actually get up at a reasonable time tomorrow. That's disgusting. I hate that.
Yeah.
All right. You want to start with Susato? Does this mean?
Does this mean that you're the real Dr. Wilson?
No, my dear. I'm still my old self, Eugene Mikotoba, your father.
Oh, of course.
But are you sure? Are you sure he's not actually Dr. Wilson?
Gasp.
This is obviously too much for Susato-san to take in. I must say, though, how my old friend has attained worldwide celebrity as a great mystery solver is the greatest mystery of all. I still remember the first time we met. Pray remind me. When was it again? Pray remind me. When was it again, Mikotoba? 16 years ago, Sholmes. Yes, quite. 16 years ago. I just arrived from Japan with Seshiro and Genshin. I was in search of lodgings close to the hospital. Some comfortable rooms at a reasonable price. Did he live in our lodgings? Is this just like history repeating itself? Ouroboros, the snake eats itself? But rents are dangerously high in that particular area. That's right, so I decided I needed someone to share lodgings and the expense. And was fortunate enough to be introduced to Sholmes, who found himself in a similar situation. I was a callow fellow back then. Hey, what does callow mean? Hold on. Don't want to dunk on him if he still is a callow fellow. Callow means young, inexperienced, and immature.
He's a few of those things.
He's a few of those things. I was a callow fellow back then, in your shadow of the great detective you see before you now. I was working at the hospital's chemical laboratory, at the time indulging my curiosities for a little gain. And the situation of our cohabitation led us to pursuing cases. It feels like he's just dancing around.
We went on gay little adventures together.
We went on gay little adventures. It's just so fun. It's like, oh yeah, we cohabitate. We're gonna make this as informal as we possibly can, not to awry any suspicion whatsoever. Yeah. Hard to believe that it was a mere 6 years. We had a great many adventure. But in the last year we got stay in Britain, the most infamous of cases presented itself. The case of which you've become rather familiar yourself, the Professor killings. After the trial, Seshiro and I were summoned back home. Hardly surprising given the circumstances. So there you have it. As you know, all the details recorded by my trusty chronicler remain in that metal chest. That's just amazing. Professor Mikotoba really is Mr. Sholm's famous partner. I want her to ask, did you have a kid while you were here? I need her to ask this.
Father.
Goodness, my dear, what a cutting look!
As your daughter, I'm very proud to learn that you are the great detective's great partner.
I have no idea where her vibe is going, because I'm not sure if she's gonna yell at him for not telling her stories, or for the whole kid thing.
But nevertheless, there's another mystery that I really must ask you to explain now.
Oh, and that is...
You know very well what it is. The unresolved matter of Iris's father.
Fair, okay, yep. Ah, of course, I forgotten about that one. I, should have seen this coming, I suppose. I'm terrified, I'm not gonna lie.
Iris told us that all the notes about the great detective's adventures are in that middle chest. Sorry. That all the great adventures written in that metal chest were written by Iris, or written by her father. Isn't that correct, Mr. Sholmes?
Oh. That is indeed what I told young Iris. Oh, you fucking bitch. Okay, this is gonna be one of those, what I told you was true, Luke, from a certain point of view.
But if you're Mr. Sholmes' partner, father, and you wrote all those case notes, then Iris's father must be you.
This is gonna be some Obi-Wan Kenobi bullshit. Ah! Upon my word, Mr. Soto! You are coming along wonderfully as well. You two have hit upon the method at last. It's not that hard, Sholmes! Stop gassing us up to then change the subject! You finally grasped the art of deduction! What?
What you've always told me, father, is that my mother died when I was born 16 years ago, and you left me in grandmother's care whilst you embarked on your study tour of Britain. I have always accepted that, but all this about Iris.
Oh, there it is. Hisano's ice-cold stare. And for once, it's not at me. No, now hold on a minute. It was very complicated. Oh, please dig yourself out of this one. I mean, it's really not what you think. Oh, yeah.
And perhaps you'd like to explain exactly what it is.
Fucking flip someone, not me, finally. Oh, she's gonna flip me, isn't she? There it is. Now the eyes go from ice cold to red hot. Just before she... No, really, you've got it at the wrong end of the stick. Sholmes, say something, man. That's quite enough, my fiery fellows. Am I the only one who gets suicidal flipped here? Fuck off. Me and that one journalist guy.
I was about to say one other person got it.
But to be fair, that was like a Susato friend combo. But like the explicit
Friend, you say.
that's a Susato secret lover combo. Mr. Sholmes, when did he get all dressed up? That's a good point. Oh, don't tell me we're gonna do another dance induction. Well, I don't like to interrupt this exciting exploration of the past. But Tob and I have an urgent No, fuck you! No.
They could just tell us now, but they decide not to.
You could tell us if Mikotoba fucks or if he adopts. Just tell us. Ugh.
Well, he didn't adopt. Iris is still here.
You know what I mean? Like, you adopt or maybe this is Genshin's kid? Like, maybe this is Genshin's kid and, like, had to be kept here. I don't fucking know, man. But, like, it's all sus as fuck. Sholmes, just tell us. You can spend... I don't want to wait, I think, like, 4 more episodes to get past the next trial to, like, then have you tell me in, like, 2 months. All right, bud?
It's very late, Mr. Sholmes. Where must you go?
Why, my dear madame, it's not obvious. My partner and I must pursue our natural... My partner and I must pursue our natural enemies. So, get your coat, Mikotoba. The game is afoot. But Sholmes, I really must give Susato a full explanation, I think.
Time!
Later, my dear fellow, later. Our private carriage with flowers and a warm candle await downstairs already. You haven't changed one iota, have you? I mean, really, I visit our home Wait. He said our home. He said our home. I want to specifically point out, Mikotoba has said, I visit our home after 10 long years. 27 whatever Baker Street is Mikotoba's home in his heart. That's all I'm saying. That or Sholmes is his home. That's all I'm saying. I see why people ship them so fucking much.
There's much I have to say, but we shan't say it now.
It will be revealed that Genshin secretly owns this house and bought it for everyone, and this will actually be Kazuma's house.
Oh no, it's nothing in contradiction to what you were saying.
Okay, perfect. And when I open up that chest full of nostalgia, I quite inexplicably pass out. And as if it wasn't enough when I eventually regained conscious, I'm plunged straight into all of this.
Father, please, go with Mr. Sholmes now.
What?
I want Mr. Sholmes as my father. I've no doubt that whatever happened, you are acting in everyone's best interests. I trust you, completely.
Susato.
And sending the great detective and his great partner off on renewed adventures together is more than I could have hoped for in my wildest dreams.
Very well then, we'll speak again later. So I believe your own work is done for the day. I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow. Yes, Naruhodo, good luck in the battle. And in reaching a decision. Yeah, about whether to go back to Japan, I suppose.
So much happened that day. way that I barely knew what to do with myself.
Oh shit, we're already at like the to be continued part. Alright guys, episode's over, see you later.
How amidst the chaos I'd unleashed were all the clues I needed to finally unearth the truth. And that all the turmoil was necessary to give me the resolve to see everything through.
End? Wait, is this whole chapter done? Wait, we just beat episode 4? We're on the last episode?
We sure are.
Oh shit!
They split it in half.
Wait. Okay, no, I knew they split it in half. I just thought we had more trial to go through in episode 4 for some reason. I thought we were gonna hit episode 5 for like another 2 or 3 weeks.
Nope, this is a one long ass trial.
Wait, this entire chapter is one long trial? Yeah, it is. You're not answering. You slipped up and you're like, shit, I did not mean to slip up like that. So you're not...
Remember when I said, like, this is like Rise from the Ashes, where it's like, don't be like, oh, we'll just get out of this court case and we'll save then. No.
We're gonna have to strategically find areas to pause, save, and come back the next week.
There's save spots and there's things that happen. I will say it's not all trial. They do know that would be actually insane, but even so.
I want to point out to anyone listening, I remember when we first had the two, the Italian and the Frenchman, I forgot their name, and they kidnapped the detective and put him in a collar. I remember Katie going, Steph, everything else about this trial is so wild, I forgot that they kidnapped the detective entirely. And I'm like, I don't know how to process this information you're giving me, Katie. I don't know how to process it.
Now you might understand where I'm coming from, in that we now have a whole second half of trial to go through.
Yeah. Trial and tribulations, Trial and tribute.
I don't know if my audio picked that up.
It didn't pick whatever you said. It did not pick up.
I did a tis with my hands.
Thank you. The resolve of your Nosuke Naruhodo. Damn, you know what this actually is a little sad because of? I'll have to give up my Dracula voice after this. Like, as a constant character.
Yeah.
Like, unless...
We gotta decide which thing we're gonna do next. I want to say Ghost Trick, just because Ghost Trick is amazing.
Yeah, Ghost Trick or Portal 2, either one. Tomato, tomato, baby. We'll choose when it gets there. Like, I think we still have a couple of weeks for this, to my knowledge. Especially because Christmas.
Christmas. Very true.
Christmas and New Year's. I don't think it'll be available on either of those Wednesdays, right?
Mm.
But, I mean, if you are, we'll do them for sure. But, like, yeah, I'm gonna be hanging out my Dracula voice for a little bit. This is kind of wild. All right. Unless there's another Dracula character in any of the other games we have planned out for. In which case, Dracula will come back. Do not get me wrong. Dracula 2 Electric Boogaloo. So, the time's finally come. Today, we unravel everything. I'm counting on your support more than ever today, Mr. Sato. She's just kind of like sick of us. Holy shit. Mr. Sato?
Ah.
Oh, come on! God damn it!
Oh no. What's the matter, Mr. Naruhodo?
I have a headache now, as if someone threw me to the ground for no goddamn reason, Mr. Sato. What do you think's the matter? Nothing. I was just saying I'll be relying on your support today, but...
I guess you just don't care about me. I'm so sorry, of course. I know I can be rather incompetent at times, but...
No, competent but violent.
When the urge is upon me, I simply must flip. I shan't let you down, except for just now.
Would you mind helping me up then?
Oh dear, I'm really very sorry.
Just so reflexive, holy shit. I feel like that's healthy sibling dynamic shit. Though, like in a way, from what I understood about like healthy sibling dynamics, 'cause I don't necessarily have a healthy sibling dynamic. From what I understood about healthy sibling dynamic, that is
I have
peak
healthy
meme lord.
sibling dynamic. It's not.
Okay, fair enough.
I once thought, what if I tripped my sister like in the cartoons? It didn't have comedic ends.
Oh no!
So I will say that casual flipping is not.
Not the actual physical flipping. I meant more along the vibe. I don't know.
It varies from siblings to siblings.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't have a good sibling relationship, y'all. I'll be perfectly honest there. So I don't know what a healthy sibling relationship looks like. Tell me in the comments down below if you have a healthy sibling relationship and if you just stop to flip each other.
To say it's like what you want to commit to on stream.
Seta isn't her usual self at all. That's hardly surprising, I suppose. She's just found out that her father is the partner of world-famous detective, not to mention...
Oh, good morning, sir.
Okay, who is it? Yeah, my boy. Lord Van Zeeks. Thank you for all your efforts yesterday.
You're thanking us.
What? Character development? Did I hear that correctly? What? Oh, no, nothing. It's just, I hope we can clear things up today. I really can't make this man out. His face says, I hate you, but his words are almost jovial today.
What self-reflection does to a man.
Like, he's skipping with his legs with his entire torso stiff and, like, really angry. In fact, he hasn't been... Like, imagine, like, he's skipping with his legs, but everything above his waist is, like, really angry and formal.
What? No. Where'd that thought come from?
Like, how jovial he is, but also angry.
Gotcha.
In fact, he hasn't been very Reaper-like at all since this all began yesterday. I mean, he's not the Reaper.
Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper, Mr. Car. I've stolen Steph's brain cell.
My one brain cell, please give it back. It's so smooth. Good point. The Reaper, I suppose in hindsight, I shouldn't have allowed that misconception to go unchallenged. Huh. It is my tacit acceptance of the pseudonym. My failure to stop the Reaper becoming something more than a mere legend that led all to this.
But you're not to blame for that, Lord Van Zeeks.
It's only because serious crime in the capital dropped off so sharply when the public started calling you that. That's why you didn't say anything, isn't it? To be frank, I'm not sure that was the sole reason. What do you mean? There was a rumor at the time that the Reaper was really the ghost of my late brother. Is your brother just alive and getting vengeance on people? Because I'm sorry, you don't just say there's a rumor that it was my late brother Because that rumor wouldn't exist unless there was reason for it to exist. I don't like that. That having been slain by the evil killer Clint, the restless spirit returned as some sort of demigod. To wield the deadly blade of justice where I, by dint of the law, could not. Yeah, we've heard that story too. When I lost him, I felt as though I'd lost my guiding light. I didn't know where to go or what to do. And so, he's very red like Edgeworth, actually. He's
that prosecutor color, baby.
Yeah, he's even got the little like neck thingy. And so, in some small way, I wonder if perhaps those rumors made me feel his absence a little less keenly. Yeah, still not your fault, buddy, actually. I'm gonna stand with that. That's still not your fault, buddy. I can't, you know... Even if I knew it was just an illusion. Just some nonsense conjured by an over-imaginative public.
It was obviously extremely important to you.
I fucking hope so.
Lord Clint Van Zeeks. My brother.
Well, what's important now is uncovering the truth. That's all that matters. I know you didn't take anyone's life. And I intend to prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt in court today. I never thought to say this, but I can see it in your eyes, that burning desire to cut through the lies and the deception. I can't deny it any longer. You are a lawyer of absolute integrity. Thank you. Damn, he actually... Fuck yeah, alright. You know what? I'll take that compliment. Now tell me, why do I detect the scent of expensive tea leaves in the air? Is Iris here? Yeah! Oh! Iris, when did she looks so... She looks something alright. She's giving us the 1,000-mile shot to stare that she will decide to flip us next. When did you get here?
Oh. I brought you one of my special blends. Hurley loves it. He says it helps him clear his head.
I thank you.
Oh.
That's surely the first and last time I'll ever see a sight like this. You seem different today, Iris.
Oh.
I wonder why, bud. Sort of subdued, I suppose.
I am not.
What happened yesterday? So obviously still playing on her mind a lot. She's clearly very troubled about having stolen that autopsy report from Dr. Sife's laboratory.
Righty then. Good luck to you both. I have to make a move now.
Well, are you gonna kill me?
Goodbye. Oh, you're not staying.
I thought you wanted to watch today's proceedings.
Well, I'd like to cheer you on, obviously. I've got lots to get ready.
Oh my god, is she pulling like a parent trap? You know, like just trying to get the two parents back together. like Mikatova Sholmes parent trapping you two. Get ready for what?
Oh yes. Would you take this?
Oh, it's a little, yeah, that's cute. Isn't that one of the little fell dolls that usually are dangling on your knapsack?
Yes, it's a lucky charm. A little Hurley that I once made.
That's his name. A Hurley. It looks more like a Harley to me. Do not put that in the court record.
If for some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today, then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can.
Okay, there's a message in there that we're gonna literally have to rip this thing apart and get like a message from inside here. What? Pull his ears?
That's right. It's a way to bring good luck. I think you might need it.
Alright, no, we're examining that thing real quick.
You think what we'll need is luck?
Examine. This is actually really cute. Holy shit.
It's so cute, right?
Oh my god, I love it.
What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes.
I know there's also an Irish one that I've seen before, and it's also really adorable.
Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears.
Oh, sorry, I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now?
I'm sure that we'll find that out when the time is right.
Okay, game!
To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn stoic patience.
But I want to know! Okay, this game's just fucking calling us out, alright.
I will say, don't worry.
It will be obvious, I imagine.
It'll be obvious, and also it's not... From a meta standpoint, it's not like the Iris bullshit where it's like, oh, before we explain, we're out of here.
Yeah.
This one has like a couple of things associated with it, which makes sense from a meta perspective as well as...
This is such a fucking cute doll. I love it. Oh my god.
It's super cute. It'd be fun if we got to it today, but sadly I don't think we will.
What if I'm
I
just
wish that we would get to it today, but
I'll be a super lawyer.
I just sneaked a peek inside of the courtroom, and it seemed very different to normal.
Yes, it would seem that a certain someone has decided to pull out all the stops. What does that mean? What do you think? Kazuma has pulled out everything to screw you over.
What about Mr. Sholmes, Iris? I don't know. He was out all night, and he hasn't come home by the time I left this morning. Oh, I see. All night.
Was Professor Miyatomo out all night too, do you think, Mr. Sato? They fucking up the pub like...
Yes, it would seem so. I telegrammed the hotel this morning.
Where has Seshiro been too? I'm worried about him.
And apparently they didn't come back to their rooms last night at all.
Not those rooms, at least. Hey. Yes.
Father and Judge Jigoku, I mean.
Yeah, I just said it. I'm legitimately worried about Seshiro. Like, I'm worried the dude might legitimately be dead. Judge Jigoku, too.
That's right. Nobody appears to have seen either of them since yesterday.
Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Please make your way to the courtroom at once.
Good luck then, Runo. Good luck, Susie.
Yes, thanks, Iris.
And you, Mr. Reaper. I hope it goes well.
Once again, I thank you for the delicious tea. It was very smoothing. What is this? A note hidden within the cup itself. Oh, the answers to the entire court riddle. Thank you, little girl.
Oh, I'm so glad you found it. Case dismissed. We must go inside now, Lord Van Zeeks.
Lord Van Zeeks has always been a formidable prosecutor I've had to lock horns with in courts. But not today. Today, I battle with another in pursuit of the truth. My best friend Kazuma Asogi, who I trust more than anyone else in the world. Now I understand what it is that drew me here to Britain all those months ago. Now I know exactly what destiny had in store for me. It's all been leading up to this one day, to this one trial, to this one final reckoning. Where's the normal bum bum bum? Oh my god, this is very uncomfortable, I agree. It feels even more oppressive here than it did yesterday. There are cold stares piercing at me like knives from all sides today.
Ah. Mr. Narharu, look.
Oh! Lord Strongheart! Countless of them beforehand. The ramifications of this trial now extend far beyond the murder of one Scotland Yard inspector. In fact, events have come to light that threaten to rock the very foundations of our country's legal system. The escape of condemned criminal on the night of his execution, the subsequent unlawful shooting of the man, and the revelation that prison staff must have been complicit in the jailbreak. Britain is currently hosting influential numbers of the judiciary from countries all around the world. It is imperative that we uncover the truth in these proceedings to avoid international embarrassment. By royal decree, this will now continue to be a closed trial. I'm going to say this. It's going to be very awkward bringing this judge down to say that he's actually the Reaper, because I am 900% sure this fucker's the Reaper. Like, this guy is the fucking puppet master who was getting Tobias to do the murders and plan things out to get Assassin to like kill people. He's the fucking puppet master 100%. And literally that hit list of people we saw before, which was like it was Asogi, it was Wilson, and it was two others. I forgot who it was. I think it was who else was it on the list?
Let me see. Asa, Shin, Gregson.
Yeah.
Asogi, and who am I missing? I forget who I'm missing someone.
Yeah.
Who am I missing?
All I'm saying is he's masterminding this shit. I do not trust Strongheart. He gives me such Gant vibes.
Wilson.
Wilson, thank
I
you.
think.
Yeah, no, Wilson. He gives me such Gant vibes. Like, literally, I talked about this before. He's just designed as Gant and has the minions like Gant and pulls strings and makes fake evidence like Gant. He is the big bad evil guy of this entire game, and I cannot wait to just call him like a big evil meanie face butthead to his face. Smooth. Good job, Steph. High five. And one which I, Mel Strongheart, exercise total and unequivocal authority. Oh shit, what?
Yeah, about that stuff.
The sixth floor of Jar Flames just... As was the case in yesterday's proceeding, those present in the public gallery are the distinguished members of the judiciary assembled to bear witness of the fair judicial process. In other words, a collection of your acolytes, Lord Strongheart. Damn, that's cutting. I think he knows Strongheart's doing this too, actually. On a personal note, I find this most distressing, Lord Van Zeeks. You were a prosecutor of exceptional talent. Much like your brother Clint, in fact. That I murdered. I feel like Strongheart murdered him now. I just feel like Strongheart is the big bad evil guy who killed Clint, killed Genshin, killed Gregson, everything. Jesus Christ, you're using a fucking unicorn as your gavel? In the name of Her Majesty, Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare the court to be in session.
Yeah, no more muttering now.
I know, it sucks. For the trial, Baroque Van Zeeks, who officially stands accused of murder. Counselors for the prosecution and defense, are you in full readiness to proceed? The defense is ready, my lord.
New music, I think, maybe.
It is. I've not heard this music before. As is the prosecution. Yesterday's proceedings brought light of a shocking and disturbing fact. There was a side to the victim, Inspector Tobias Gregson, that was unknown to his superiors at the Scotland Yard. Except for me, but don't tell anyone. Yes, he was carrying out operations in secret, which Scotland Yard knew nothing about. And in those clandestine operations, he had an accomplice. Mr. Daily Vigil, who would be given the inspector's identification and present himself around the capital in order to establish credible alibis for Gregson. In that way, Gregson appeared to be carrying out his regular Scotland Yard work, when in fact he wasn't. At the end of yesterday's session, Mr. Vigil, who had been suffering from amnesia, regained his memory. It would appear he buried his memories of a time deep inside himself as a means of self-preservation. Because whilst he was engaged as chief warder at Barclay Prison, he abetted the convict's escape. Mr. Vigil is currently recuperating at St. Sinners. He recovered enough to give a signed statement about his movements on the day prior to the incident. He's formally admitted to posing as Gregson whilst investigating the Red-Headed League. Which brings us to the crucial issue of the victim's time of death. The defense yesterday proposed a suggestion that the victim may have been killed 1 day earlier. This is based on largely on the discovery that the victim's pocket watch had not been wound. The prosecution has something to report on that subject, my lord. Really? Go ahead, Prosecutor Sogi. I met again with the coroner yesterday to discuss the issue. She confirmed that the defense suggestion could not be ruled out. Damn, he actually not being an asshole. That's cool. It's entirely possible that Inspector Gregson was killed on the 31st of October, the day before his body was discovered. I have here an updated autopsy report that includes the omitted details. But the official opinion of the investigation team was made clear yesterday, that the time of death was 5 p.m. on the 1st of November. There are indications of an attempt to disguise the real time of death, however. It seems that the natural decaying process of the victim's body may have been slowed by keeping it chilled. That's out of the question, because I did it, and I don't want you to figure that out. There are no refrigeration devices in that part of London large enough to accommodate a human corpse. My lord, this is more than just conjecture. There's evidence to support the idea. We must investigate it thoroughly. Very well. The court will accept the new report as evidence. However, if the report is deemed to be accurate, it would give us renewed significance to the movements of the victim the day before the Fresno Street incident. It would, yes. Especially since on that day, Dr. Gregson was using Mr. Vigil to cover up his real movements. It's conceivable that he was killed in the course of his secret activities. Do I sense that the prosecution has some information regarding those activities? Scotland Yard put an enormous effort into investigating that precise matter yesterday. He's kind of chiseled now that I really look at him.
Oh yeah, his prosecutor outfit, vacuum sealed.
Yeah, like look at the dude's fucking like arm and chest muscles.
Like the rope is across his chest. He has to look really good for the bay.
I just noticed it because like I'm looking at his arms and like I'm looking around the pit area basically, the pit and the chest. And I'm like, God damn, this man's chiseled. All right.
But outfit, like, again, vacuum sealed to his body. So he cannot get it off. It is part of his body forever now.
He is the outfit.
I mean, look, you can see his freaking, what is that, bicep muscle, or not bicep muscle.
Whatever this muscle is right here.
Pectoral, whatever the hell. Like, god damn.
Like, Jesus.
Let him breathe.
So, the prosecution calls its first witness now. Tobias Gregson. Let's go! State your name and occupation for the court.
Inspector Gina Lestrade reporting. Representative of Scotland Yard.
Aww. A self-conferred rank, but never mind. Gina, again?
What's your problem, Odo? What's with that Gina? Again, The boss meant the world to me. He done more for me than anyone else ever did.
Oh, Inspector Gregson, you mean?
He got me out the back slums of the East End and took me under his wing. Taught me life can have a purpose. So that's why I'm the best person to be standing here speaking for him.
I gotta say, I love how Gina really takes a lot from everyone who's around her. She has, like, the way she represents her friend is the same way that Naruto represents his friend through the armband. She has a lot of the mannerisms Tobias has, and Herlock has. And she's definitely like taken a level of, thank you for the lurk history. She's definitely taken a level of like momentary patience from like Susato and Iris, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Gina's such a good character. Design-wise, she's really good. Character-wise, she's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I love her
She's great. She's great.
And you want to talk about Beatrice-looking character? She's a Beatrice-looking character.
But she doesn't have the Beatrice vibe at all.
She has a certain Beatrice vibe. You can't say the... forget it. You'll never understand my passion. Oh, Gina.
Right. All out of the goodness of Gregson's heart. Not at all that he had his arms twisted by Mr. Sholmes. No. What's relevant to these proceedings to the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations yesterday has revealed that the victim was carrying out some assignment the police knew nothing about. Very troubling. That face. What Strongheart knew. So, Inspector Lestrade, let's hear exactly what it says in that report.
Come on right up, sir.
Where is Tobias? Where is Staff Lieutenant Super General Tobias?
All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. Well, they'll search on the boss's office, turned up a notebook that had loads of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking into some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters is, there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place, too.
The Reaper? Smuggled goods?
I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was in the book.
Can I have the book? Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines, goods of all sorts flowed to London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of these black markets. It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activities. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Scotland Yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings are taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London's Gentlemen's Club. I hate that. And on the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. Why? Baroque! That's the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter.
Hello, yes, can we talk to Van Zeeks?
That can't be. We've never heard anything of this. Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused, Baroque Van Zeeks, was present. That would be very significant testimony then.
Oh my. But Van Zeeks has made no mention of this at all.
In short, Lord Van Zeeks had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then, counsel for the defense. Begin your cross-examination. Sus. Sus. So, you follow orders, you know?
Nah, not me. I'm a brother of that, see?
Right in front of your boss, good job. Oh.
The boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub. That kind of thing.
Oh my god, Gina. So errands, more than orders then. This detective is still an apprentice after all.
Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first.
Do we have that book in the fucking, No, we do not. We don't. So you went through Inspector Gregson's things.
Yep. As part of the independent Lestrade investigation.
I'm sure your superiors will be delighted that you're taking the initiative.
So I snuck into his office when no one else was about.
Strongheart's like fucking fuming, like, God damn it.
Plus, if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out on the street.
This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else. The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook.
You got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby. We found it hidden in one of his desk drawers that had a false bottom.
That's impressive!
So then I went to hide myself where no one could find me, so I could have a butcher's at what was written in it. Cause if anyone at the yard had found me out, they'd have had turfed me straight out on the street. I've given it in now though, ain't I? And if it weren't for me, it would have never been found.
Do you have any idea where these dealings are taking place?
Yep. It was all here in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember.
You can read it. Oh, wait, she can't read, right. As I said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club. That won't be necessary. What?
I've decided he's guilty.
It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in the future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal the name in these proceedings.
You know, in this closed court case. I don't know what all the fuss is about. He's right here. All I've got to do is read it out. And I could too. I got this reading game buttoned up now. Can't I show you what I can do? Go on, what's the harm?
The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do?
Nah, we don't need to.
This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there's some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. Prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection. Oh yeah, he's pissed. Kazuma? There's no question on... Shit. Strongheart's voice is the hardest voice for me in this game. So now I have to do his voice instead of... I'm gonna be fucked.
Oh no, do you wanna like just read it normal?
I may just if time comes to be it. But there's definitely gonna be like parts where I'll have to be like grandiose because he's going to be brought to trial and we're gonna beat him up because he's evil. Give him the good old 1-2.
Who's gonna bring him to trial?
I'm gonna jump across the courtroom. I'm gonna take the sword from Kazuma. I'm taking Karuma away from Kazuma. And I'm going to like fucking lunge head first at him with the sword. But because it's a PG game, it's gonna be sheathed and I'm gonna bonk him on the head.
And you think that's gonna work?
And then I'm gonna say, objection! And he's gonna fucking get knocked out, baby. It's either that or it'll be a suicidal flip out of the seat and into the defendant's the witness stand. Those are the only two options. And we have confirmed there are ghosts in the jury, so like we don't need the judge. Like the jury had 6 lights come on. There's 6 ghosts staying there.
Nope, that's all him.
No, that's all ghosts, baby. That's all ghosts, baby. But yeah, I think we should sidle flip it from the judge seats to the witness stand, or we're going to like Samurai Jack him. That's gonna be dope as shit. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of it being obstructive.
Alright then. I get to show off my reading skills. Apparently, the smuggled goods was gonna happen at a gentleman's club called the Gross.
Gross! He's back, baby! He's back to take down the Twinks! Knock the Twinks out of this guy, Groose! God, I love that man. He's such an idiot. It's great.
Gross, I'm not sure.
Tomato, tomato. The Groose? What sort of club is that?
I ain't got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing.
I'm glad you have not gone there, Gino.
But
No!
I am kinda curious.
No! They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Have you looked in the mirror recently?
I tell you what. Me and the Chief Inspector
No!
Toby could go in undercover.
Could you, though?
I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could do. What else I could find out while I was in there. I can't speak Cockney anymore.
I don't think you should be picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings are going to take place, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be. That's what the lower ranking detectives at the yard reckon.
Says the even lower ranking detective. I feel like we heard the name Groose recently, too.
You might have.
Where have I heard it?
You might find evidence.
That's what, yeah, like, I vaguely remember us talking about Groose before. So I'm like, where the hell have we heard this from? It's the Blackbird line.
Go back.
What? That doesn't say anything about Groose.
Inspect it.
Futoba has wonderful handwriting, doesn't he?
That looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. SS Goose, first class cabin, 001. I'm sorry if I overstepped, but I was like,
No,
if he
no,
skips
you're
it
good.
now, he's gonna be so lost.
No, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good.
Yokohama departure, 11th September. London arrival, 1st of November.
See if I can see the word Groose on here. I can't. Tomato. Ah, that's the boat Professor Mugotoba and Judge Jigoku came from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night, before finally arriving in Dover.
I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover, near Susburio. See, I knew I heard Groose recently. I just didn't know where. It's a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me all the times. Oh, well, how strange. Where could I have gone?
Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Narhogo?
Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Okay. So how had Inspector Gregson come to find out about it in that case?
to ask the question, ain't it? Well, I'm just an apprentice, so...
Why didn't he just inform Scotland Yard of his findings?
Yeah, that's why I was asking myself, because, you know, I'm just an apprentice.
When it suits you, yes.
Anyway, the point is, something went on at that club, no question.
You can't say that for certain, though, surely.
Objection!
I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues. Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted. You smug-looking motherfucker! Do you think you'll be admitted, buddy? Like, look at him, he's just like, but I would.
All I have to do is put on my evil mask, and then I shall be there once more.
Actually, yeah. Honestly. Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called the Groose? The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet. And I'm sorry to say that they probably won't. What do you mean by that? I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on the 31st of October may not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing to be a very irrelevant attitude toward your country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A steamship. You think it's a ship? I have evidence to prove it. Here! Let me see that. This dark-suited man is not the least bit untrustworthy. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. Ah, this would appear to have been a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. Yes, that's Groose.
Objection!
So, there's a steamship named the Groose that happens to share the name of the club. Well, I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of the arrival in port? The ship arrived in the port of Dover on the 1st November. Ah! The day of which the sound like a gunshot was heard on the Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission, the ship hadn't yet docked on British shores. That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging. The fact that the steamship hadn't reached Britain substantiates the defense assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Groose on the day in question. Then show your evidence for that assertion. Very well. Fucking unicorn gets me. In that case, come to the defense, present your evidence in court now. Fuck me. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Groose on the 31st of October. Oh, right, passport. Oh, wait, we took the passport out. I forgot about that.
Take that!
What's this? A passport for travel issued to the victim. Dated 31st October. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country. Order! This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized. The day before the SS Groose arrived at Dover, it docked on the northern coast of France for a night.
According to my father, who was on board at the port of Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, France. What could possibly have taken the victim there? I'm impressed, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport. What? You mean you knew about this? The prosecution's strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown's Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at the London club. That's the outcome of the Scotland Yard's investigation, and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But, personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What? And now that you've actually disproven the assertion, I have to reveal what I believe something to be. Is he good or bad? What are you playing at, Prosecutor Osogi? A courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why my duty is to present all the facts without exception. Let me guess. This is where your intention from the outset, wasn't it? The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? Order! What on earth are you saying, Counsel? The prosecution made the assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper. So you're saying the mission he was undertaking was, obviously, an assassination. Baroque Van Zieks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the victim's Reapers lost their lives, he always had a cast-iron alibi. Which tells us he must have had an accomplice. And you claim that it was Inspector Gregson?
What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that.
Hey, can you cover your ears for a little bit, Cheetah? I don't want to... Just a little bit. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense.
No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper.
Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zieks. No, true Reaper is somebody else. Like straw. Anyways, Baroque Van Zieks is not the Reaper. A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. And even if that's true that Gregson was operating for an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Groose on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh, you have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Counsel? Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard the steamship. First we could tell by this Jikochu were that very ship. If one had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. What's so funny? You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported aboard the ship. But I think perhaps you missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did board the SS Groose that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. Failure? It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Inspector General Lestrade.
What?
The victim's notebook you read an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of the secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey.
You're lying. Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming. The boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina.
I feel bad for her, actually. There's no question that the Pious Rexon was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors.
I ain't heard nothing. I don't believe a word of it.
So you did hear something. Then testify again, as a representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss.
I don't...
I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Correction's secret notebook. I know you said you had some stuff to do. Do you want to end it off here?
I think I can keep going a bit longer.
All right, sounds good. Actually, before we go, how about we take like a 3-minute break? Use the restroom, get water. The fucking guy's voice is screwing my throat right now. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes. Stay swifty.
Right.
And we're back, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
I just had some food and I got some water, so we're all good here.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, this notebook does have a ton of stuff, what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years.
And strangely, it's dated just one day before each murder.
Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was the 31st October. I lost my accent entirely.
I wonder who the intended, like, victim was. Like, I feel like the intended victim was, like, Seishiro or Mikotoba, honestly speaking.
It said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark.
Well, okay, who was the name of the mark?
There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all.
I gotta find out who this fucking criminal is. Keep personal opinions out of your testimony, witness. We require only established facts here. This must be so hard for her. You can't deny it now, surely be no skin or Rodo. Why are you saying my full name, asshat? What can I deny? The notebook contained the name of the final mark and the location where the assassination would take place. That information that the victim could have only known if he was working with the Reaper.
Okay, but I wasn't trying to debunk that.
Not at all. Like, babe, why don't you ever listen to me? Like, I feel like we have communication issues here.
I mean, I guess we technically did argue against it, but like...
So, who was the final mark? Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name out for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the Groose on 31st October.
Eh? Oh, how do you read this then?
It's going to be Jigoku, Seishiro, or Mikotoba. Reading's still not a strong suit.
That ain't the problem, alright, Odo. It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's odd to read.
So it's someone from overseas.
Let me have a bash at it. Seishiro. Is it?
I fucking knew it. We haven't seen him for a day. I'm so worried about him.
Yeah. Seishiro. G-O-K-U, maybe?
What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku?
Well, that's Judge Jigoku.
Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name. You're right. But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku, and I saw him. I saw him the day before yesterday here in London. So I know for a fact this man hasn't been assassinated. As I said, the Reaper failed. Oh. Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. But the Reaper won't tolerate the mistake. So he killed the inspector. Personally. Goddamn, alright. The Reaper, of course, being the accused. Baroque Van Zeeks. It's an undeniably logical argument. Because I don't want to get myself in trouble. Kazuma, you planned for this trial this way along, didn't you? Whoa! Van Zeeks. And his hallowed chalice returns! Yes! Oh my god, yes, King! Yes!
Screenshot that dialogue.
Oh, hold on, alright. What was the dialogue? Hold it!
This one right now.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice while I stand accused of murder! Oh my god, I love him. Look, I love that seeing Gina there, like, terrified for a second, too. The accused is nowhere to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of the court to decide. But there is one thing I can unequivocally. That girl is no detective.
Eh? Well, nah, that's right, I ain't. I'm an inspector.
Repeating rumors heard around the yard, reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not the testimony, it's practically a script. No doubt that the rest of the trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself. By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say?
Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance.
My lord, the defense requests the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness. Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. The defendant may remain the witness stand for the cross-examination. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. At once, my lord. Hell yeah. In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper.
Not you and all. That ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret, and that notebook said what he found out.
I cannot wait to see his animation where he's just like surprised at something. I am so excited for it. I'm gonna take a guess. I think his foot's gonna do a jig on the table. It's just gonna be slamming the table repeatedly. That's what I think it's gonna be like, alright?
Okay.
If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believe the power to intimidate London's criminals classes into compliance with law to be beneficial. But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you? Yes, and those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper.
One arm? What are you on about?
The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them all alone. The Reaper is an organization, with you at its head. I had spies at the yard keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location. You knew it had Groose. Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate alone.
Ah, so that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there.
So there is actually a club called the Groose. But of course, the inspector was not there. Because at the time, he was making his way towards a steamship docked on the northern coast of France. You just gave yourself another alibi. Holy shit, that's amazing. Oh my god, great job there. I showed him the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. We didn't tell him about the metal trunk. Very well then. Back to your testimony about the contents of the notebook.
Fine.
Yeah, we didn't tell Cosmo about the metal trunk.
Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago.
Oh, no, it's alright. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? No, you're not. No one mentioned the metal trunk. Okay. This might be going too much in Cosmo's way. He might have actually planted a lot of shit. Oh my god. Name the victims, dates, places, and stuff. What in particular?
Well, besides the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up.
What other name was that?
It's the one I told you yesterday, the same name written over and over again.
You mean... Assassin?
Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, isn't she?
No! Where were you? Were you even listening yesterday? Assassin! The assassin!
What? Like, a killer, you mean?
Gregson was a tactician, the one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be most vulnerable, and who to use to get at them. But the person actually executed the plan was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Ah, then perhaps what it says on the passport document. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could be that additional person been... Clearly the assassin, who was meant to take Seshiro Jikoku's life. Gina, can you confirm that? Against the final entry to Grus and Seshiro Jikoku? What's the name that was written?
Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens.
What?
It just had a question mark or something there, I think.
In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not?
Oh, how infuriating.
A nameless assassin. I'm just saying. Cosmo was also out of the country. Cosmo was also out of the country for a bit. I'm sorry, but his sword, which should not have blood on it because it's like an honorable sword or whatever, probably has blood on it, and I'm gonna punch him for that. He doesn't deserve his sword. He doesn't deserve it. And you're saying that the mark listed was Seshiro Jikoku?
That's what it said. Fine name, if you ask me.
Yeah, just like Odo?
And I thought your name was odd.
No, it's Odo. So pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jikoku is the presiding judge in Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago. Studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jikoku's mentor. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now.
10 years ago, after that fateful case.
Precisely. The aftermath of the professor oh my god, can we stop with the repeating information? I swear to God. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook.
I didn't think it was possible, but the mood in here's got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking.
What do you mean a criminal? Judge Jikoku's no criminal.
Well, don't ask me. I don't know nothing about it. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jikoku did once appear in court here in Britain. It was related to the professor case, I'm sure.
Ah, yes, of course, you're right. Seshiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. It was a pitiful situation, yes. I'd forgotten all about it, but I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens. You did? It was considered to be an adjunct to the professor proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make a reparation for the damage caused to the stand. And there you have it. Have what? Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court, guilty or innocent alike. What? No! Are you suggesting that the recent Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination? The man was sent back to Japan immediately after that trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is. Come on, that's absurd. Take someone's life for that? Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who've been found innocent. Clearly the rules by which the man operates are beyond the sane person's comprehension. What?
Boy, I've had just about enough of this.
You know?
All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people. It's cobblers. Come on, Odo.
Yes?
Why ain't you saying nothing?
This is heartbreaking because she knows Naruhodo, like, actually goes for the truth. And she's really hoping that the truth is Gregson isn't part of the Reaper organization. And, like, the one adult she could trust is confirming her worst fears.
What? Why ain't you yelling out objection or something?
What?
You've got to find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here, no question. You've got to work out who it is. Please. For the boss.
That outburst was an insult to the court and your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make it objective. When this trial's over, you will forfeit your warrants card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear?
I've had it with the lot of you. It's lies every bleeding place you look in the world, isn't it? Well, I've had enough. Gina.
I feel really bad for her. So have I. I've had a little speech of Gina's and I made up my mind.
To do what, Mr. Naruhodo?
There was one point in this cross-examination when something was said that just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd.
Oh, do you mean?
I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears.
New statement was added at the end.
That's true, I should probably... That's it, just in case. Hey 6K gamers, how you doing today? I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve. Isn't that the name of the game, guys? Isn't that the name of the game? Resolve? What do you mean? Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation, one inconsistency. What? An inconsistency?
Really, Odo?
I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Yes, there's one inconsistency in something that was said by... Kazuma. God, it's so many people. Where the fuck's Kazuma?
Bye. Stop.
By you, Kazuma Asogi. Me. Is this some attempt at filibustering, counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony. What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent? You let something slip. Something you shouldn't have. When I present relevant pieces of evidence, I imagine you realize what you've done. Very well then, counsel. Go ahead. What evidence reveals the alleged inconsistency in something Prosecutor Asogi has said? This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. A metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What? What's this? A bloodstain, and a relatively fresh one, too.
What? You mean that ain't grease from all the boss's fish and chips?
Not this time. Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with her luggage when he was killed. That can't be. There was no mention of any trunk in the Scotland Yard's report. Yes, there's a reason for that. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered, one of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it.
Boy, I found it. Me, with the nose for trouble.
Which means nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness, just now, Cosmo, you said this. Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by his passport found in the victim's metal trunk. So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else would he put his passport? That's loose bullshit, and you know it, you fucker. But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On the 31st of October, where exactly were you? At the port of Dunkirk, aboard the SS Groose. That's the answer you're looking for, Ryunosuke. Cosmo, what did you... I hadn't considered the possibility before, but if Cosmo was there on the ship, then it can only have been for one purpose.
Oh no, Mr. Naruhodo. Surely you don't think...
Show us both your swords. Come on, Ryunosuke, you know the rules. The only thing that really talks in this courtroom is hard evidence. As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case for when he traveled. And as it stands, you prove nothing. Kazuma? Are you challenging me to prove it, beyond all reasonable doubt, that you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector? He was there, with Gregson! There's a clue you overlooked, a secret this trunk could tell us. Can't be sure at this point, I'll need to verify it. But I have a nasty feeling that I'm going to be right. The accusation is being made is deeply disturbing, but nevertheless, we must test it. Defense will identify for the court where in the trunk the alleged clue can be found. Where is the evidence of... Yeah. Can I open this if I'm presenting? Cool, yeah, cool. Come here.
Got it!
There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here, like the tip of a blade.
Blade?
Hey Elijah, how are you doing today? Elijah's in the chat. Everyone say hi to Elijah. He's amazing.
Hey. You're just in time for fractions of my terrible Cockney accent.
Cosmo, slung around your waist as ever today is the esteemed blade of Karuma. Of course it is. Won't you draw it here in this courtroom for all to see? No! Yeah, Elijah's like, no! Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff! Watch Prosecutor Sogi like a hawk! That won't be necessary. Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh shit, dog, let's go! I actually came here to bully Katie for spending time with you-know-who.
It's because I said in a
yeah.
server.
Don't
I didn't
worry
want to
about it.
name drop you.
Yeah, don't worry about it. The tip is broken. If that fragment of metal from the trunk fits together with the end of this sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed, Kazuma Sogi? Expertly done, Vinosuke. That's a point to you, and well deserved. Do you mean to tell the court, Prosecutor Asogi? Yes, on the 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. So the additional person authorized to travel was me. And the mission was the assassination of the Mark. What? What? Oh shit, yeah, Elijah, spoilers! We're on the last chapter, dude! We're on the last chapter!
Oh yeah.
Big spoilers at the very end!
Giant spoiler.
Huge spoilers! Huge spoilers! Dude, a lot of things have happened! A lot of things have happened! It's fucking wild, dude!
Oops. I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, okay, Elijah.
I thought he was dead. Yeah, so did I. I guess the cat's out of the bag now.
He got better, is the thing.
Yeah, to be fair, he did get better. Yeah, he died and he got better. You know, I know Obi-Wan Kenobi would say, I didn't lie from a certain point of view. He died and he got better. Yeah, basically. You mean you're the killer whose name was omitted from this notebook? You were following the Reaper's orders to dispatch Judge Jikoku. Oh yeah, we're also dealing with a lot of things about the Reaper right now, Elisha.
This is the case to solve everything, by the way.
This is the
Elijah,
case to solve everything.
It's the Reaper.
He looks hot and white. Yeah, we were talking about that.
This is the DL6 of the Great Ace Attorney.
He does look very hot and white. Like, Elijah, if you stick around a little bit, you'll see it move around. That fucking suit is vacuum packed on him, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's vacuum packed. Them pectorals, them biceps, they all come out, baby. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. Look at that vacuum packed suit. I have killed no one. Explain.
Don't have to.
I don't want to see Pex. I'm sorry. I want to see what he's packing. You know, fair enough. I accepted the assassination mission, yes, and I accompanied Gregson to Dunkirk, but I never had any intention of carrying out the plan. You were never going to do it.
We can believe Kazuma-sama, I'm sure.
We literally just got proof that he attacked Gregson the day he was gonna die. Oh God, Elijah, I'm so sorry.
I should pop into chat. I have no idea what he's saying.
There you go.
After all, Judge Jikoku arrived safely in London the following day.
On the 31st, I boarded a train from London with Inspector Gregson. We traveled to Dover, where we'd crossed the channel to Dunkirk. I'm going to head off now anyway, just pop in to say hello and bully Katie. Elijah, thank you very much for popping in to say hello. We love you.
Hello.
Have a fantastic night, alright? And don't worry about this packing man here. Then we boarded the SS Groose and made for the cabin deck, as indicated in the plan.
We went to Judge Jikoku's cabin.
Exactly. He wasn't there, though. We decided to wait, but you've already told us you had no intention of going through with it anyways. I didn't come to Great Britain to take anyone's life, so I left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent that night at a boarding house in town. and returned to England the following morning.
I refuse to explain why my sword tip is wedged in its metal.
I know, right? A boarding house in Dunkirk? My signature will be on the register book. It would be simple enough to verify. And what became of Jigoku? Gregson was no assassin, so the mark was spared. I'm sure it's easy enough to imagine what happened after that. Gregson returned to England as well, having failed to complete the mission. He then met with the Reaper in the room on Fresno Street to report his failure.
Yes, that is Van Zeke's silhouette. It's Kazuma telling the story, don't even worry about it.
Just making sure. Because, like, again, that little frill in the front doesn't... I'll have to look at Van Zeke's next time. Causing the infuriating mastermind to pull the trigger. And end his wretched agent's life. That's the real truth behind Inspector Gregson's murder. Can you tilt your head a little to the side, buddy, so I can see? But if you did nothing as you claim, how did the tip of your sword come to be lodged in the inspector's trunk? I don't need- You fucking bastard!
We were having a fun time. What of it?
The victim was killed by a gunshot. A small fragment of the Japanese blade isn't relevant in this case, and accordingly, I choose to exercise my right to silence on that matter. Bring it as it may, the court will sequester the sword as evidence. As you wish, my lord. We must take immediate action now to verify whether the Seshiro Jigoku remains unharmed. What? Remains unharmed? Oh, finally the blade's off his hip. Oh my god. I agree, that should be our first priority. It recently came to my attention that he hasn't been seen since yesterday. How did you? When a foreign dignitary invited to Great Britain goes missing for 24 hours, it's only natural that the question of his safety should arise. You don't mean to say you think Judge Jigoku may have been killed? The Reaper has more than one assassin at his disposal, and he has the power and influence to give orders from inside a prison cell. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks? If I were truly the Reaper, I'd be able to tell you. Order! Order in the courtroom! We will take an emergency recess for 30 minutes. Now? Guess at the symposium I've been told to maintain regular contact with the organizer's office. The man can't be located within half an hour. You will have to assume the worst.
Oh no, not Judge Jigoku.
No one would want to kill a harmless Japanese... Wait, no one would want to kill a harmless Japanese man who'd only just arrived in the country. Except, that is... for the Reaper wanted to finish off a mark that slipped through the net 10 years ago. I would have to agree. Mr. Naruhodo, for the defense's sake... Yes, my lord? I sincerely hope we are successful. If we are unable to confirm Mr. Jigoku's healthy existence within the next 30 minutes, you will face grave difficulties. Court is adjourned for 30 minutes. We'll pause it there. We'll save it there. And then we'll head on off. Oh my god. Wait, what?
I think we can go a little bit further, maybe into the next section, because the next section is like the part I'm really looking forward to, but we can get into it and then save it for next time if you want.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, let's do it.
Kazuma-sama, the Reaper's assassin. I feel as though I'm in a nightmare.
I can hardly believe it either. But on the other hand, Kazuma isn't in the habit of making up stories.
I have such a terrible sense of foreboding. Something awful has happened to Judge Jigoku. And I feel as though things will only spiral further and further out of control.
I felt it from the moment I stepped into the courthouse this morning. That strange sensation that we were careening towards a foregone conclusion. Well, in the worst case, we might only have 30 minutes left. Unfortunately, though, I don't think there's anything we could do but wait now. We're out of options.
Actually, there may be one last hand we can play.
We're gonna rip the bunny open, baby.
Or rather, one last ear.
Of course! The little Sholmes doll Iris gave us.
Hello, did you forget? For some reason you completely run out of options in the trial today. Then just pull this little Hurley's ears as hard as you possibly can.
Perhaps now's the time. What should I do? Pull Harley's ear? Harley's ear?
Nah.
Nah, leave it. Let's pull. Here goes, and I'm gonna do it.
Good luck, Mr. Nar. Good luck, Miss Naruhodo.
No looking back. Heave! Oh!
That scream. It sounded like Mr. Sholmes.
Oh my god. Mr. Sholmes, where are you? Here, my dear fellow, here. Oh my god, is this a walkie-talkie?
I have become bona fide.
It's the felt doll talking. Pull the
ears again, Mr. Naruhodo, as hard as you can.
Alright then, I'll fall my strength into it. Heave! Ow, 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 ow! Please, my dear fellows, you don't need to pull my ear off. Mr. Sholmes, where are you? Oh, that's you. Myself and my trusty partner are presently in the first-class cabin area of the SS Groose. The SS Groose? She left Dover last night after the final pieces of cargo were loaded. We are currently docked at Dunkirk, but due to be underway again in half an hour. Taking a ship to France! Please, even with my athletic prowess, I would struggle to jump the Straits of Dover. After we left Baker Street last night, we hurried by cab to station and left by train. By train to the port. In order to board this vessel in time. So you mean you've already worked it out? That the steamship was where everything really took place? Mr. Naruhodo, pray, what is my name? Herlock Sholmes, world's famous great detective. Recited to perfection, well done.
You're a genius, Mr. Sholmes. That's the only word for it.
I love this view. This is a new animation, I love it. Miss Susato, gently with the genius's ear, please.
Oh my, I'm ever so sorry.
If I may, Sholmes. Ah, there you are, Mikotoba. No, we're investigating as Mikotoba next, aren't we?
You are.
Yo, let's go!
Mikotoba and Sholmes investigation.
Let's fucking go!
That's why I was excited for it.
Oh my god, that's...
Depending on how fast we really could get through this, I'm tempted to keep going just because I love it so much. And there's a really good section in here, is the thing.
Are you sure you don't want to save it for later?
The hard part is I don't know when we're gonna get the chance to play again.
I mean, 20th, 27th, and the 3rd.
Yeah.
Sorry,
true.
19th, 26th, and the 2nd. I don't imagine the 26th, but
yeah.
I'm good at the 19th or the 2nd, obviously.
Alright, we can finish up this dialogue and then...
Yeah. Oh my god, we get to play. Are we gonna do a dance as Mikotoba? Yeah, we are. Fuck yeah, let's go!
It's just fun because it gives a whole new context to why Charles is like, you, Japanese boy, dance with me!
You may remember that it was I, in fact, who made the connection to the Groose. At Scotland Yard yesterday when we examined the notebook, I recalled my steamship ticket. Ah, but of course, my dear fellow. And not once had I converted the fact that merely had our court-bound companions utter my name. Yes, you did, didn't you? You just entered a recess. The trial resumes in 30 minutes from now.
And if we're unable to present any new leads then, I'm afraid to say.
Do not fret, please. It is precisely for that purpose that my partner and I have made this journey. I have no doubt we shall welcome news for you within the half hour. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. That would be wonderful. Until later then. Yes, you'll be hearing from us if you're not in touch first. Ow, 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 ow! I shouldn't be hearing anything if you talk in my ear in that mindless fashion. Whatever is the idea behind making a receiver operating in that way in the first place, Sholmes? Why the deuce would I know? This is Iris's invention, not mine. That's adorable. Holy shit. Also know how much I enjoy being the hero of this hour, Sholmes. We have half an hour now to put the Groose before the Groose puts to sea again. If we don't conclude our investigations rapidly, we shall find ourselves in Naples before long. There are times, Mikotoba, where you make a surprising amount of sense. So, let us begin. Okay, it's not beef.
Not beef.
Not beef. Alright, we will save right here then. That was the perfect place to save, literally. Oh shit, I did not expect that we would be playing as Mikotoba. That is really exciting. That is so exciting. Like, I hope I don't know if they will do this in 4, 5, and 6, but having investigations done by one party while the court's done by the other party kind of working together like that kind of really fills out the world a lot, in my personal opinion. Like, the world feels more full because of that, and I really, really, really like that. Like, it just makes everything feel a little bit more populated, is the best way to put it. I love it. It's great.
What makes things... I think I missed part of what you said. What makes things seem more populated?
Like, the fact that, like, we're in court right now. We are in court. We are battling shit out. And we have an ally in a different part of the world getting us clues. Like,
yeah, it's real good, right?
Yeah, it feels real good.
Like, it's real good from a storytelling perspective, and it's really good from a meta perspective, where they're like, okay, we don't want you in court the entire time, you'll go insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wonder how we're gonna put all these clues into our fucking court record that we get from here. Magic. We're gonna. I mean, we did bring an entire fucking grave into the fucking courtroom, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. I hope you had a good one. YouTube, stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and we'll see you soon. Bye, YouTube.